Hi everybody, Sanbonani. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Reality Buzz TV, where we talk about all things reality TV shows and all things reality TV show stars. So guys, I want to talk about Married at First Sight, this recent episode, you guys. And it's getting more serious for the couples. What I'm not liking, you guys, even though I'm a reality shows, it's nice when you get a drama. But I don't know why with this show, I'm not enjoying it much when they are gossiping about each other as couples. Because I feel like the couples should be focusing on themselves, because the whole point of the show is about them getting together. Are they able to make the marriage work, even though they married at first sight? That's what I want to watch. So I don't know, but I'm not enjoying the back and forth, like them gossiping about each other. I don't know. Normally, and when we do reality shows, we are enjoying such things, but on this show, I'm not as much. Okay. But there is a thing about Tabang and Kumo lying about being intimate. Apparently they've been intimate, but they are saying they haven't been intimate, because Kumo has told Boitsepo privately that they've, what they've done, but then on camera she's something else. And also this means that a lot of us who are saying that Ukumo no Tabangatba exa, maybe we were onto something, because even the cast is feeling like that. It's feeling like I think they talk WhatsApp. I think they do meet, even when the cameras are not around, they do hang out. So what she is saying when the cameras are not around is not what she says when the cameras are around. So it's like, girl, you lie, okay? So Utabang, you guys, is away. I guess for work, we see a little bit of Kumo's controlling tendencies. There's something about Kumo not, I think she's a neat freak, maybe. And I didn't understand, like, Utabang was away and he's showing her the room where he is at, whether it's at the lodge or whatever it is, or the hotel room. And she's upset that he's got his clothes on the floor. I'm like, ngiyazifakela stress. Umuntu engakhe phela ngithi in the hotel room, that's why you are just supposed to go crazy, because you don't clean the room yourself. Now you are going to be upset that your husband has a messy hotel room. I was like, hey, Nina, shouting is off. Anyway, I think the producers were trying to get her to talk about intimacy. When you say you haven't been into, what are you talking about? She says, but intimacy is a lot of things. It's physical, it's mental, it's emotional. Which one are you asking about? Obviously, people want to know, have you had sex? And sex is physical. Why is it so difficult for her to answer that question? Because she knew she was going to do the thing on TV. She was doing a TV show. Why is it difficult? I'm not understanding that part, you guys. So we are yet to find out what's happening there. I feel like they have been intimate, but maybe we will find out that they haven't. I don't know, but there's something that's making them not want to say that they have. Okay. Then you guys, with Uthami knows Zithobile, and Zithobile says she feels like Uthami is kind but harsh. Okay. And I think I knew that this was going to happen with Uthami knows Zithobile. I knew it. I just didn't feel like they were a match from the beginning. I did not even understand how the experts felt like they made sense. I didn't understand it, you guys. And they are still dealing with that issue of Zithobile feeling like sex is for a man. I feel like it would be important for the experts to help Zithobile to maybe talk about what has happened that has made her feel like that, because I feel like there's something that might have happened when it comes to her, and that affected her views on intimacy, especially, more specifically when it comes to sex. And I feel like poor Thami, listen, I didn't like Thami from the beginning because it's like that typical Zulu man who's like, I'm not supposed to do anything. I'm supposed to go to work. You're supposed to do everything for me, and I'm not going to help you at all. But I was like, oh gosh, I'm ashamed, So I think they are having a really hard time connecting with each other. And I'm not shocked because I did not think that they were a good match together. So they do end up, you guys, going and seeing a therapist, so they do have a therapy session, which I thought was good because I think that Zithobile, I think she's struggling because this is a new person. This is her husband, but this is a stranger. So there are things that probably happened in her past as far as sex is concerned, that if she knew Thami well, it would be easy to share. So now you are with a stranger, but this stranger needs that information, needs that very private and intimate information from you to be able to understand you, but you are not comfortable yet to share that information with them. So that's why this show is crazy, because for a marriage to work, they would have to get to the bottom of what's making Zithobile feel the way that she feels about, intimacy, And also they've given her the guy that is not going to be able to give her what she needs. I was like, what a disservice to Zithobile. I'm mad at the experts at this point. Like when I said I hate them for this combination, guys. I don't like them. I don't like the fact that they put the two together. I do feel like it was a disservice. And I think that when it comes to intimacy, I think it's very important that they find out from the couples, like the history, not just, like some people have gone through ARS, for an example. They've gone through SEXAS, in their life. So the way that they see intimacy is very different. So that information you need to make a decision on who you match this person with, because you have to match them with the person that is going to understand that and know how to deal with that. And Thami is not that. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. So with but the therapy session goes well. I think it did help them, because at some point, you guys, listen, I guess there was a point when Zithobile did not want to talk, but they were shooting. And Thami tries to go and speak to her, but she does not want to speak, and it ends up being a fight. And I think Thami was getting frustrated, and I was getting anxiety, because I think Thami has this thing with every time Zithobile cries, people think I'm a horrible person because I'm the one that's making her cry. So now, because I don't think that Thami is a bad person. I don't think Thami is a bad person, but he is that guy that I say is a typical Zulu guy that is not easy to deal with, but I don't think he's a bad person. So I don't think that he's the kind of person that wants to intentionally hurt you so you can cry. So when Zithobile cries, it doesn't feel good to him. So he ends up getting emotional about it. And because I think he's frustrated. I'm trying to understand you. Now, how many times have you cried? And we've only been married for a few weeks and you've cried so many times. Now I'm going to look bad. I'm going to look like a horrible person. When your family sees this, they're going to see this person that is making their daughter cry, So I understood it. So the therapy session helped them. But now the therapist, I felt like he didn't go deep, because it just ended up saying, just be, like when guys, I've been to therapy, it didn't work for me, I tried therapy sometimes, and I know it works for people, but I did do therapy, especially when I was dealing with when my daughter, I was dealing with my daughter at the beginning of the whole thing of her getting sick, and it just like, I was like, like he was saying, just be, don't put pressure on yourself, just be, sometimes therapy can sound like, hey man, I need something, get lana. on la ngifuna into la emhlabeni mina. You know, manje mawuvela uthi just be. Sometimes it's not as easy to just be. You know what I mean? I don't know if you can relate, but for me sometimes therapy sounds like that. But I felt like for them, they said that they felt like it helped them, so it's good for them that they did go to therapy. And Kumo did an interview, not Kumo, Zithobile did an interview, guys. Initially, when I saved the interview, I thought it was an interview with him and Tamy. Tabang or Tamy. But then when I went and I watched, no, it was her and one of the therapists doing an interview. So I do wonder if Zithobile and Thami are still together. But I decided not to watch the whole interview because I don't want to know who ends up together and who doesn't, because I'm still watching the show. So I do feel like that interview is a little bit premature because we are still watching the show. But nonetheless, I was like, no, I'll watch it later. So you guys, now Kuto and D, our favorite, you guys, they're doing well, you guys. They're doing well. But now, even with them, they need to start now talking about like serious stuff, like when are you going to meet my child? When am I going to meet your child? And they decide that they need to do it before they get to decision day, because whatever decision that they're going to make at the end depends on how the meeting goes. I mean, if you don't like my child or my child doesn't like you, I might not want to stay married to you, okay? So anyway, I think Kuto has a 3-year-old and D, is it a 1-year-old? I don't know if I'm correct to say that she has a 1-year-old. So now she said that she's worried about Kuto meeting her child because she's not as strict as Kuto is with his child. That's going to be challenging because they have to agree on, for an example, how they discipline each of the children. And maybe in the beginning it would be best if they say, you discipline your child and I discipline my child until we feel more comfortable too. Because if they just from the beginning, I think they're going to fight about it a lot, especially because she does say that Ukuto is more strict with his child. I guess they've had conversations and that's how she's understanding it. But they've made arrangements that they're going to meet each other's children, which is a good thing, you guys. And I guess maybe we'll get to see how that goes. Maybe we'll also get to see the babies, okay? Now we also see Zithobile spending time with Boitsepo. This is before we see her break down with Thami and Thami breaking down. So this is before that, when she's spending time with Boitsepo, and Boitsepo was trying to find out what's going on with her, because I think everybody can see Zithobile is not happy, but she doesn't say or she doesn't explain a lot. They know she's not happy in her marriage. She's not she's having some challenges, but she's not expressing it to them what they are. And she says that they don't really talk with Thami. There is communication, but there's no understanding, okay? And she feels like sometimes she'll be needing Thami to do something or help her with something, but she doesn't ask him because she's scared of him saying no. But Boitsepo was trying to, because Boitsepo and Zithobile are like total opposites. Because, for an example, with intimacy, I don't think that Boitsepo, but by the way, Boitsepo is not struggling with anything. I'm still like, so Boitsepo is not struggling with intimacy, and Boitsepo is very vocal. Like, she will say what she feels, what she's thinking when she's feeling it, and when she's thinking it. Zithobile is the opposite. So she was trying to say, if you need something from him, or if you need him to do something for you, and he's not doing it, how is he going to know that you need him to do that? And also, if you ask him, the worst that can happen is for him to say no. So, just ask him and then get the response. And also, if he says no, you can always do it for yourself. So you need to try and do that, okay? So, and I feel like the conversation did help her. And I don't know, but I do feel like for her, I don't know what she expected, because she says that she didn't think that the experiment was going to be as hard. But I'm like, it's the experiment where you meet a stranger and marry them immediately and start living with them like you really married to them. How did you think that was going to be easy? So I don't know, you guys. Anyway, then Usebenzile and Thami also have a conversation, because obviously while the girls are feeling like Zithobile is not happy, the guys are also feeling like Tammy's having challenges. And Usebenzile was trying to say to Thami, listen, try and allow her to be herself. Because I think Thami has an expectation of what a woman is supposed to be and do in this marriage. And also the thing of him having an issue with Zithobile being so emotional. It's like, you got an emotional wife, you might as well just let her be, because then if you constantly saying to her, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, then she's not going to feel like she's being herself, then she's not going to be feeling comfortable, then she's not going to, so just try and allow her to be herself, okay? And I guess both of them need to adjust, but I still, honestly, you guys, at some point with Zithobile and Thami, I did get to a point where I felt like maybe they should just really like release them, because I feel like there's no way that marriage is going to work. I feel like it's going to be a marriage that is like full of tears. There is going to be more tears than laughter and joy and everything. Maybe they will have joy, but it's going to be more tears. Is it worth it? I was like, I wish they could just like say, guys, this was a mistake. We shouldn't have matched you. This is it. If you guys want to like right now go separate ways, do it. Because I feel like they're just going to have a hard time until that 90 days is over. And they might just feel obligated to still stick with each other. But it's not going to work. So I was like, I wish that they could just be like, Zithobile, you're a free girl, okay? Because I don't even think they've done the marriage certificates yet, okay? Anyway, you guys, so now Tabang and Kumo, they also go to therapy. And I think with Tabang and Kumo, their issue is that they are always joking around that even when they are being serious, they joke about serious things. They joke about everything, even serious things. So the therapist was trying to point that out to them. And Ukuma was like, no, but that's just how we do things. But Tabang was like, no, but sometimes I do feel like that. I do feel like because we joke around a lot, sometimes we are not able to separate between serious stuff, like we're not having serious conversations because everything is a joke to us. And I think that helped them to maybe get to a place where they are able to discuss serious things. But at this point, you guys, I do feel like I'm starting to feel like maybe we are reading Usebenzile Nobo Itsepo wrong, but it's a thing of everything being perfect. I think the only issue that they've had so far is just Usebenzile talking about still having feelings for an ex, but everything else just sounds perfect. It's almost like it's too good to be true. So I'm still watching them. But at the same time, I'm starting to feel like, okay, maybe they're not acting. Maybe they really are, into each other like that, okay? And Kuto and D, we are going to see them have an argument next week, because apparently at some point D doesn't want to talk because she's moody. Now when she's trying to talk to Kuto is like, well, I don't feel like talking either right now, okay? I was like, I love it for Kuto, okay? Because my worry with Kuto and D was that D is going to be able to say how she feels, what she wants, and all of that, and Kuto is not going to be able to do it. And it looks like he is going to be doing it, because it's going to be like, I mean, if you can sit there and say that you're not ready to talk, then I can do the same, okay? I'm running out of time, by the way, you guys. So the ladies did have like a sexy night, and the boys had a cooking session. But the boys, they got this really hot lady to do a cooking session, and I was like, okay. I guess we have to ask when the boys are going to some cooking session who the instructor is. Because I was like, I don't think I want my husband at a cooking session with some hot woman. Make sure it's a guy chef, okay? We need a male chef for the husbands, okay? So when she walked in, Gisho Nobefagi Bugo took out the glasses because they were like, okay, but they had fun during the cooking session. And I was happy to see Utami happy to do the cooking session because I thought he's going to be that guy that's going to be like, listen, I don't need to learn to cook. My wife is going to cook. So he was one of the people that were the happiest to learn to cook, which is a good thing. The sexy nights more, they were talking mostly about intimacy. And I think it was good for also Zithobile to just get to relax about it. But it still feels like there's something going on with her, and it's unfortunate because it might be something that she was not ready to tell everybody, but all of us can read now that there is something that has gone on with her as far as intimacy is concerned, and she might end up feeling like she needs to share something that she would have never shared publicly before had she not been doing the show. So that is unfortunate, but there is a thing about doing a show that now people need to understand what's girl, why are you not getting it on with your husband? He is a cute husband after all. Okay, he's cute and fit and everything. So what is your problem? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please tell me what you think about the couples right now. I'm still rooting for D and Kuso. Even them getting into fights, I'm like, I want to see how they handle it. And I'm looking forward to them meeting the kids. Starting to feel okay with Boitsepo and Sebenzile, and Zithobile and Thami, I'm still worried about them. And then Zithobile and Zithobile and Thami, I'm still worried about them. And then Tabang and Kumo, I go acting and ningilap. Camera action, camera action too much. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Like it before you're gonna share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers.